So I'm taking the Top Chef Pizza Challenge, creating a unique pizza with my own cooking style. First, we have to make the crust. Earlier this week, I roasted some chickpeas and grounded them up. And I'm adding them to this cassava flour, a little water, a little avocado oil, and a pinch of tapioca starch. You want to keep adding water until you get this crumbly, slightly doughy consistency where you can roll the dough into a nice ball. Now this dough is fine, so you can toss it around and get it nice and soft. It's not like regular pizza dough that if you handle it too much, it won't rise well. But you want it to get it nice and consistent. It should look something like this. Then you want to take a baking sheet and cover it with parchment paper. Y'all know I love a good baking sheet with parchment paper. Cover it with oil because you're going to put your dough directly on that parchment paper and you don't want it to stick. You're going to pat it out into a nice circle, pizza-like shape. Make sure you get it nice and flat because you don't want it to be like thick or crumbly, but you want it to be nice and sturdy to hold your toppings. Once you've pressed it out really well, it should look like this. Then you're gonna take a fork and punch little holes into it. Get that air into that crust so it cooks really, really well. Then you're gonna drizzle a little more avocado oil on top. Then place it in your preheated oven at 350 to bake. Now we're gonna do our toppings. Now earlier this week, I seasoned some oyster mushrooms. I love oyster mushrooms. They work just like meat. And we're gonna do them shawarma style. So you're gonna take a skewer and you're gonna poke it right through the fatty part of the mushroom, the thickest part of it. So it'll stay on the skewer when you place it in the oven. You're gonna rest the skewer directly on top of your pan so the mushrooms are just hovering over the pan. Then you're gonna drizzle them with a little oil and put them in the oven with the crust. Once they cook for about 10 minutes, you're gonna take them out, rotate them, and drizzle them with a little more oil and put them back in to cook for another like 5 or 10 minutes. While our crust is cooking and our mushrooms are cooking, we're gonna start building our sauce. Now I'm doing a white sauce because I like a white sauce better. And I start with a pre-seasoned or pre-flavored vegan cheese that is flavored with garlic and basil. Then I add a little bit of oat milk and some vegan butter, a little garlic powder, a little salt, a little avocado oil, and you're gonna whisk that all together to start building your sauce. This is a quick sauce. I'm gonna stick it in the microwave. I'm not gonna cook it on the stove. You could make this on the stove, but I'm just gonna make a quick sauce right quick. So I'm gonna put it in the microwave. So it looks like our mushrooms are done and our sauce is coming together well. At this point, I added a little bit of vegan Parmesan to my sauce as well, and I'm probably gonna add the drippings from those mushrooms into my sauce to incorporate some of that mushroom flavor into my sauce as well. I also julienned some kale and cubed some Roma tomatoes because they're firmer and they won't release water into my pizza as I build it. Our crust is done, so now we're gonna add that beautiful white sauce, that vegan white sauce that we made onto our pizza crust and start building our pizza. We're gonna add those thick, juicy mushrooms. Look how good they look. Onto our pizza first, right on top of that sauce. Don't those look good? So good. Now we're gonna add those chunky tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, and our kale. Then we're gonna douse all of our toppings in that wonderful sauce. We put the sauce on the bottom before we added the toppings, and now we're gonna put more sauce on the top because we want our pizza to be really tasty and really flavorful and not dry. I hate a dry pizza. I put it back in the oven for another 10 minutes and then I pulled it out and we're gonna add our vegan feta cheese on top, a little bit of those green onions that y'all know I love. And now we can slice up our beautiful vegan, chemical-free shawarma mushroom white pizza. She cute. This pizza was so good, y'all. So good. Don't forget to vote for me as your next favorite chef.